We'll hear about the work that went into getting the Pfizer vaccine to employees at Mercy Hospital.
Cotty College in Nevada, Missouri is using a new kind of test as it works to keep students and staff safe from the coronavirus. Details are coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An FDA advisory panel of doctors and scientists today recommended a second COVID-19 vaccine, this one made by Moderna. This is KOAM News at 10. If approved, the company could then begin shipping millions of doses earmarked for healthcare workers and nursing home residents. Combined with Pfizer's vaccine, 50 million Americans could be vaccinated by the end of January. Naomi Ruckham has more.
The FDA advisory panel voted to recommend approval of Moderna's COVID vaccine a week after it endorsed Pfizer's.
It looks like the benefits outweigh the risk from what I've seen.
With the panel's blessing, the FDA is expected to quickly give it the green light for emergency use.
The vaccine efficacy rate for symptomatic COVID-19 infection was 94.1%. We also observed a dramatic reduction in severe cases.
There are differences between the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. Pfizer's must be stored at a lower temperature, while Moderna's has a much longer shelf life at regular refrigeration. The virus has killed more than 310,000 people in the U.S. so far, including over 3,600 in 24 hours. In Tennessee, which has the nation's highest infection rate, the governor urged everyone to wear masks.
It is a very hopeful day. This vaccine brings hope into what has been an otherwise very dark season of pandemic.
This week, hospitals are welcoming more shipments of Pfizer's vaccine. Healthcare workers at Cedars-Sinai in Los Angeles got their first doses as the hard-hit area pushes to inoculate 6,000 frontline workers by Christmas. And 85 residents of this nursing and rehabilitation center in Largo, Florida got the vaccine, as the nation's most vulnerable are among those receiving it first. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
The virus is now spreading so fast that cases have more than doubled in 2 months. More than 100 additional Joplin healthcare workers are vaccinated against COVID-19. Mercy Hospital vaccinated around 150 more employees today, but it's been a long road to make that happen. Officials say they have been in contact with the state for several weeks about plans and had to rent an ultra-cold freezer to store the vaccines. Now they're focusing on employees who are the most at risk of getting the virus.
Everyone that comes through the door is just, we see hope. We're, really ready.
There's been a lot of work effort up to this point, so being able to get that many of our coworkers here and vaccinated has been a blessing.
The hospital has now vaccinated a total of more than 200 of its employees. Mercy Joplin is one of only 20 hospitals in Missouri to be part of the state's initial distribution. Cotty College in Nevada, Missouri is using a new kind of rapid response coronavirus test as it works to keep the campus population safe from COVID-19. KOAM's Mike Mahoney paid the college a visit to learn more.
Nevada, Missouri's Cotty College is one of 28 Missouri universities to receive a new kind of COVID-19 test kit from the Department of Education and Workforce Development. They're called Binax Now tests, and they work fast.
The ability to turn a test result in 15 minutes as opposed to 2 or 3 days allows us to more quickly identify the people who actually have a positive case of COVID-19, and we need to be very aggressive in contact tracing.
Cotty College has only had the test since Thanksgiving break, but has already incorporated them into their campus safety protocols.
At this point, if we need to administer those tests for other reasons that are not just symptomatic individuals, we have the leeway to do that. We're still working through what those plans will look like specifically for the spring semester.
And while those spring semester testing plans still need to be finalized, the college is in a good position to take care of its 300 returning students as well as staff and faculty.
We have these rapid response tests. It's another tool in our toolbox, but we also still have our other testing program as well in place. And we're going to utilize our healthcare providers to make the decisions that make the most sense for when to use each of those types of tests.
In Nevada, Missouri, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Other colleges in our area that were given the Binax Now COVID-19 test kits include Missouri Southern State University and Ozark Christian College. The Newton County, Missouri Health Department is reporting 4 more COVID-19 related deaths. The patients were 2 women in their 80s, a man in his 70s, and a man in his 60s. The county's COVID-19 death toll now stands at 61. Checking in with Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather. Doug.
Hey, Dal. It actually turned out to be a pretty good day for us today after a cold start at 23 degrees. But we got the sunshine again, so that's always nice. 48, average high is 46, so a couple notches above where we should be for this time of the year. And we've had clear skies most of the day, but we do have these mid and upper level clouds which are streaming in. This is ahead of our next storm system, which is kind of building out across the western parts of the Rockies. It's a weak system, but it will change our weather up just a little bit over about the next 24 to 36 hours. We're sitting into the low to mid 30s. I don't think we're going to drop off too much more tonight due to a south wind, which is kicking in. That southerly wind is really going to increase once we hit the daytime hours tomorrow. But it's also going to help our temperatures out. 31 tonight, but 54 during the afternoon. We'll talk about rain chances and look at Christmas here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Doc. The 6 state universities in Kansas, which include Pitt State, will not raise on-campus housing and dining fees next year. Kansas Board of Regents voted to keep those fees flat despite higher costs and fewer students because of the pandemic. University officials told the regents the schools need to keep costs affordable. The regents also appointed a committee to begin the search for a new Wichita State president. Former President Jay Golden resigned abruptly in September after he was criticized for retracting an invitation to Ivanka Trump to speak at the university. Missouri gas prices are at the highest average level in more than 3 months. Statewide, the average price of gas is $1.90 a gallon. Now, that's a slight increase over the last few months, but it is still lower than Missouri drivers were paying this time last year, about 31 cents a gallon less, in fact. The national average price per gallon is $2.20. We want to correct a story we ran Tuesday regarding Watered Garden's Empty Bowls fundraiser. In that story, we said the event raised around $7,000 this year when it had actually raised more than $28,000. That money was split among 4 organizations, each receiving $7,000. Still ahead, a Missouri cold case is given new life after it was featured on a nationally broadcast program. And later, how you can score some holiday gifts for the arts lover in your life. A Missouri cold case now has new energy after an Oxygen Network feature about the death of Emily Morris. Reporter Casey Nolan has details.
They thought his own words would be enough to convict him.
This kind of stuff, if we were the same age, would have been no problem.
In 2013, after more than a decade of silence, Emily Morris worked up the courage to go to police. She told them her former Lindbergh coach, Jim Wilder, committed sex crimes against her when she was still a student. Police asked her to wear a wire.
We did something that wasn't right according to our laws these days, right? But you know I'm not a creeper.
Wilder was arrested and charged with multiple sex crimes, but just before his case was set to go to trial, Emily was found dead in her apartment and her case was dropped. Her cause of death, inconclusive.
Nobody believed Emily.
When 5 on Your Side first reported her story in 2018, Emily's family was still hoping her case could be reopened. But that never happened.
I was just numb from watching the documentary.
Last week, when the Oxygen Network ran a full-length feature on Emily's case, prosecutors said if new evidence came to light, a new case might be possible. Emily's lifelong friend, Christine Lieber, started this Facebook page.
I thought maybe we might have somebody come forward.
In just a few days, nearly 3,000 people had joined, several with their own stories of alleged abuse by the former coach.
There were unbelievable parallels. I mean, down to, I don't want to go into details, but it was overwhelming. It was almost like I was learning about my sister's story all over again.
In a statement, County Prosecutor Wesley Bell confirmed to 5 on Your Side that people have come forward since the broadcast and said, quote, "We place a high priority on seeing that their allegations are investigated and reviewed for potential criminal charges.
The person you have called is unavailable."
So far, Wilder has not returned our calls or messages, but it's believed he still lives in the St. Louis area. He lost his job at Lindbergh when he was charged in Emily's case.
I wish Lindbergh would talk more. I wish they would say more.
We asked the district about these new allegations on the Facebook page, some even about other former educators. By email, a Lindbergh spokesperson said the district has not received any formal complaints. However, we strongly encourage anyone who is making such reports to contact their local law enforcement directly, and said any allegations of misconduct by a staff member is deeply troubling, and we take it very seriously.
It's not just Emily fighting her own battle anymore. We have a whole army that wants answers and that deserves justice.
Morris's family hopes Emily's case will be reopened. The Missouri Lottery plans to limit how many tickets individuals can buy in one day. The Lottery Commission voted today to ban the selling of more than $10,000 in tickets to one person in a 24-hour period. Officials acknowledge that an individual buying $10,000 worth of tickets is rare, but they say the change could stop someone from trying to bypass the system by buying a large number of tickets to win a major prize. Doug Heddy is up next with his complete 7-day forecast. And a little bit later on KOAM News at 10, the Pitt State men and women take on Missouri Western. We have the highlights.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a much better day for us today. We finally got above 40 degrees, which we haven't done in 6 days. We got all the way up into the upper 40s. We have plenty of sunshine across the region, which, hey, we'll definitely take. Still, partly cloudy skies for us right now. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. It is cold. It's just not going to be as cold as what we have seen over the past couple nights. 35 in Yates Center, 32 in Oswego, 30 in Miami, 34 in Pitt, Neosho, Monette, all sitting into the mid-30s. South winds have picked up just a little bit, and they're really going to increase later on tonight into tomorrow, but this will keep our temperatures up a little bit more than what we have seen, at least over the past several nights. As of right now, we stand at 33 in Joplin, south winds 5 to 10, humidity is 82%. We've had mostly clear skies, but some clouds are starting to creep in, some mid and upper level clouds, and this is what we're going to see throughout the overnight hours tonight. Nothing underneath the clouds, but this is the beginnings of our next storm system, which is out across the central parts of the Rockies. It's fairly weak, but it will change our weather up some over the next 24 to 36 hours. You can see the center of the circulation right across central parts of Utah, and it's going to swing out from now until about midday Saturday. So let's go ahead and break it down. Clouds increase tonight, lower 30s for overnight lows. As we go into Friday, great warm-up. We're going to go into the 50s tomorrow. We're going to start at 31, 49 by noon, high temp at 54. South winds at 15 to 25. Those are sustained. The gusts are really going to be quite a bit higher than that. As we go through the overnight hours tomorrow night, we'll start to see some light showers developing. These are going to be very light, mainly along and south of the I-44 corridor, has the best shot to pick up any showers. As we go into Saturday morning, these light showers start to exit. We may get a flake or two of snow that mixes in, but not a big deal. And then Saturday, a lot of clouds stick around, kind of cool as we go through the daytime hours. But look at the winds tomorrow. These are wind gusts. So by morning, we're going to have gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. By afternoon, the winds are going to be gusting 40, maybe upwards to 45 miles per hour. So it's going to be super windy as we work into the daytime hours. As we go down the road, Sunday looks great. We rebound back to about 50, 60 on Monday, 65 on Tuesday. So we really warm up. Then an Arctic front drops in on Wednesday. This is the 23rd. We'll get a few showers. We'll have to watch this system. We could get a few snow showers on the backside, but Arctic air is going to slide south. So this is Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, Arctic air in place. So even if we don't get any snow, it's definitely going to be on the cold side. We're looking at, as of right now, highs on Christmas Day, struggling to hit 30 or 32 degrees. 54 tomorrow, 47 on Saturday, a few morning showers, 50 Sunday, 60 Monday, 65 Tuesday, 52 and dropping on Wednesday, 35 on Christmas Eve. So we'll watch that system over the next several days and see what it has in store for us.
It's going to be all over the place. We're going to enjoy that 65 coming about Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doug. We all have those family members who are hard to buy for when the holiday comes around, but if said family member is an art fan, well, Joplin Spiva Center for the Arts has you covered. Spiva is hosting its Holiday Bazaar in the upstairs gallery. You'll be able to find lots of handmade items from Joplin artists and artisans, all for under $150. The Spiva Center for the Arts is located at 222 West 3rd Street in Joplin. Still ahead, the Pitt State men and women take on Missouri Western, and the Carthage boys and girls welcome in McDonald County as the Lady Tigers look to continue their success and the boys look to get back over 500.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are at home tonight, hosting the Missouri Western Griffins. On the women's side, the Gorillas are right at 500, coming into the night with a 3-3 record. The Pitt State winners of back-to-back games, trying to make it 3 in a row against the Griffins. Early in the first, Kaylee Demitz to Maya Williams. Williams gets the triple to fall. That ties it up early. Williams finished with 17. Later in the first, Demitz drives. Tough shot in the lane. Gets the and one. Pitt down 2 after the first. In the second quarter, Gorillas still down. KD driving baseline. And she flirted with a triple-double. 20 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds. Next trip down, Tristan Gegg lays it in. Pitt now up 2. Later, Demitz to Sydney Crane. Crane had 17. Gorillas up 15 at halftime. Now in the third, Demitz to Gegg drains the triple off the wing. Gegg finished with 16. Big night on offense for the Gorillas. They win this one 96-75.
I just try to attack really hard because if I can do that, then I can usually draw some help and then I can find my teammates. And if I find them on the three-point line, they knocked it down tonight.
I think sharing the ball definitely impacted the game tonight. I think we went in at the beginning of the game knowing like, hey, let's move the ball, let's get them moving on defense, and it worked out for us.
To the men's game now, Pitt State trying to hand 19th ranked Western its first loss of the season. First half, Reese Glover going to the rim. He gets blocked. Tyree Martin there for the cleanup and putback. Western up 5. Gorillas with the response here. RJ Forney, 3 ball, but PSU down 18 at the break. Second half, they flip the script. Gorillas cutting into the lead. Martin Votes gets the steal here. Goes all the way in for 2. Moments later, Votes stops and pop for the long 2. Pitt State within 6 there, and Votes not done. Here, drills the 3. Huge second half for PSU. Really nice second half for Votes. Gorillas get the comeback in the upset. They hand the Griffins their first loss, 87-84. The Carthage Tigers host a super night tonight against McDonald County. And the Carthage girls off to a pretty good start this winter, going 6-2 in their first 8 games. And for the Tigers, this one here, their last home game until January 28th. Presley Probert, 3 from the right side early. Carthage up 4 after 1. Second quarter now, Haley Fullerton knocking down shots. First from the right side, and another long ball from the left. Tigers extend the lead to 14 at halftime. In the third, Brenna Ream scores and the foul. Tigers still up double digits going to the fourth. But this night, it's all about her. Haley Fullerton, smooth pull up there. Under 1 minute to go. No kidding. Fullerton 3 points away from 1,000 career points, and she knows it. Fullerton bangs it home, and that's it. 1,000 career points for Fullerton. Carthage wins at 55-30. Haley Fullerton goes home the newest member of the 1,000 point club.
I did know I was 22 away and it was a big thing, but I just went out there and played. I was really nervous. The 3 honestly didn't feel that good, but I went in and that's all that matters. So it's amazing. It's truly an honor, and I couldn't get here without my coaches or team or parents or family and friends.
To the boys now, Carthage 2-2, aiming to get back over 500. They were making shots early. Joel Pugh knocked down the 3 there. Then Justin Ray, he was hot tonight. Ray hit 4 threes, finished with 14 points. Now check this out. Final seconds of the first. Cole Martin way downtown as the buzzer sounds. McDonald County leads going to the second. In the second, though, Patrick Carlton strong to the hoop. He had 14 tonight. Tiger boys make it a Carthage sweep, winning 60-44. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Petty Officer 3rd Class Jeffrey Murray. The Fort Scott, Kansas native served in the U.S. Navy. And we are proud to salute Petty Officer 3rd Class Jeffrey Murray. He's tonight's four-state hero. Ringo Starr is releasing a new album. The former Beatles drummer recorded the album at his home due to the pandemic. Features 5 songs and contributions from Paul McCartney, Dave Grohl, and Phineas. The album, titled Zoom In, will drop in March. Former Beatle Paul McCartney also has a new album. It's coming out tomorrow. He recorded it in isolation too. It's titled McCartney 3 and features him on every instrument and vocal. He also produced and composed that album. Beatles still at work. Ringo now 80 years old, by the way. Doug Heddy, let's check in with him. Doug.
All right, Dal, looks pretty good for us tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of clouds, super windy, winds gusting at times near 40, but our actual temperature all the way up to 54, so it looks great. Some showers tomorrow night, a little gloomy through the first half of the day on Saturday. Sunday's fantastic. Look at the 65 on Tuesday. Enjoy it. Arctic cold front rolls in on Wednesday.
Thanks, Doug, and thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you tonight with a look at the Ketchum Christmas lights in Afton, Oklahoma. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.